Hi, my name is Natira Austin, and this is my Week 11 project for Dr. Davis's class, Human Growth and Development. This project we're going to be looking into the saying, as a twig is bent, so grows the tree. The saying originated in the mid-1700s by a man named Alexander Pope, and it references how early influences in life have a permanent effect on our individual growth and development over a lifespan as it pertains to education and child rearing. My understanding of this saying is that as a twig or sapling is easily manipulated and molded, its maturation to an adult tree can be affected by the early bending and manipulation form in its early growth stages. As an example, if I were to take a young flexible sapling and continue to weave it around itself or something else, it would probably grow in that form until it is matured and permanently hardened into that shape. Regarding children and people, we are easily shaped and molded into the ideals and belief systems in our early childhood. Our primary influences are parents, with the constant bending and shaping of behaviors and the environment that we are raised in. Erik Erikson's 8 stages of psychosocial development, as it impacts over a lifespan, in my opinion, best fits and describes the saying. And it does so, I believe, over Sigmund Freud's theory of psychosexual development that believes a person's personality is mainly established by age 5. Also Paget's 4 stages of cognitive development that include sensory motor, pre-operational, concrete operational, and formal operational. In Erikson's theory, his stages are as follows. Stage 1 is the infancy stage, and that includes trust versus mistrust. Stage 2 is early childhood, and that covers autonomy versus shame and doubt. Stage 3 is the preschool stage, and that is the initiative versus guilt stage. Stage 4 is the school age, and that includes industry versus the inferiority. Stage 5 is adolescence, and that covers the identity versus role confusion. Stage 6 is the young adulthood, and that is the intimacy versus isolation stage. Stage 7 is the young adulthood and the generativity and stagnation. The last stage is 8, and that is maturity, and that covers ego integrity versus despair. For this assignment, I have chosen to use a woman named Kim Chandler, who is 38 years old. She has Down syndrome, and despite that, she is a 3-time medal winner for the American Special Olympics swim team. We're going to analyze her Olympic accomplishments as it relates to her stage of development and leading up to and including her multi-medal wins. Kim was born abroad in Thailand and is the youngest of 3 children. She does have 2 older sisters. Being the only one in her family with a disability, not to mention in a foreign country, that was said to be very challenging. Having Down syndrome certainly played the biggest role in how Kim was bent early on and even before her birth. Kim's parents really chose to also bend her in a way by giving her as normal of a childhood as possible, and they did so by keeping her in mainstream education and then early swimming lessons really from her infancy age. With that upbringing, they were able to allow Kim the ability to develop trust in her infancy, autonomy in her early childhood, and initiative in her preschool developmental years. With the influences and support from her parents and her older sisters, Kim was given the foundation that she needed to realize her potential and see her natural talent. As that progressed, Kim was able to develop the industry phase through her social interactions and a sense of pride in her accomplishments, particularly in her swimming. That carried right through to her identity in the adolescent years. Kim currently volunteers as a local community center by teaching other children how to swim as well as teaching art. This has allowed Kim to develop a sense of intimacy within her young adult years. And though Kim has a disability of Down syndrome, she may never be able to fully care for herself independently in her middle adult years. However, she certainly has the integrity that will stay with her during the last phase of Erikson's stages, and that is maturity. The references that I have are Erik Erikson's Stages of Psychosocial Development by Kendra Sherry, reviewed by Dr. Stephen Gaines, MD, and this article that I used was updated April 3rd, 2018. I also used Paget's Stages of Development, a website from WebMD, and Freud's Psychosexual Stages of Development, also reviewed by Stephen Gaines and MD, and updated May 21st of 2018. The list of references that include the websites and other details of the references, you can find on my paper that are included in the attachment. Thank you.